listening to the Sailing to Success podcast show, where we share practical tips and strategies to help you be more productive, boost your profits, and grow your business. Hey there, I'm Lindsay Phillips, founder of Smooth Sailing Business Growth, and I'll be your host and captain for this 30-minute excursion. Today, I'll be chatting with video marketing expert Andrew Kan of TubeBuddy, and we covered so much today, like video SEO, how to get better audience engagement, how to optimize your videos, and the killer features of TubeBuddy that will help you optimize, be productive, and grow your business through video marketing. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, I am super excited to be talking to Andrew Kan from TubeBuddy. It's a tool that I've dove into recently, so the timing could not be more perfect. And so I'll tell you a little bit about Andrew first before we start diving into some great content. And so Andrew is a film director, actually, and he is YouTube certified. And for the last 4 years, he's helped brands grow. And he's actually the head of video production for TubeBuddy and currently working on his own brands. Now, Andrew brings video production skills to our otherwise developer-centric group, and he's responsible for producing the TubeBuddy Tips and Tricks series, which I can't wait to dive into myself. Now, if you guys haven't heard of TubeBuddy, it is really built for those that are, frustrated in, YouTube's website, and they want to make the YouTube community happier and a productive bunch. And some of their tools are just out of this world. So why don't we just dive in so that Andrew can explain it way better than me on what TubeBuddy is all about. So thank you for being on my show.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for such a nice, warm introduction as well.
Perfect. So in a couple of words or sentences, how would you explain what TubeBuddy is?
So I would say that TubeBuddy helps you as a creator look at what you are doing right and helps you boost that by looking at the analytical data that YouTube has given us. And we help you know what you're doing right and what you can improve on. So our goal is to empower the creator with information so they can continue to grow.
Perfect. And I love how the tool itself is segregated from there's productivity, bulk processing, video SEO, promotion, data and research. Just how it's organized just makes it so much easier. And it covers so many different areas.
That it does. We wanted to make sure that when you use our tool, you're not going, but I don't care about this side. I might only care about this. We wanted to make it so if you have a specific area you are trying to hit, you can easily find it and access it.
That's perfect. So, not every entrepreneur out there is doing video marketing, or they've dabbled in it and they understand the importance of it. So maybe kind of give us a brief overview of what video marketing looks like right now.
Well, if you're not into video marketing, I highly recommend it. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And so many people look at YouTube for searching. So how many times have you personally not known something and looked it on either Google or YouTube? Probably countless times, correct?
Totally. Absolutely.
So people can find your business that way. And so many people are not utilizing the search engine. Now they're worried about Google, which is just as important. However, video can really stand out and help you understand what the business is about, understand what you do as a company, and so much more for your business. And if you're not on it, you should definitely consider joining.
Absolutely. And you made a good point there in that it's different than Google in respects to, search engine optimization and so forth. And we all kind of hear, the buzzword and the term of, SEOing your website and your content. Now, video SEO is slightly different. Can you explain how?
So where traditional SEO really doesn't, it matters a lot about the metadata you put in, but for YouTube and how it ranks on Google, it's very different in where you have to think about visual SEO as well as traditional written tag form of SEO. So there's so many more factors that play into it. So you have title, you have tags, you have descriptions, you have metadata such as location that actually helps. You have so many different factors from the traditional tagging and SEO of the old days and traditional online research and marketing.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, I mean, I've seen so many people that, you know, they have a title to their video, but then that's about it. So they're kind of missing the boat in so many ways. What are a few quick, really implementable tips that you can give our audience to boost their video SEO?
Well, for starters, tag as you search. So many times on YouTube, people will put in one keyword, and that's not going to help your video at all. So for example, some people will just put business. Well, that's useful, but it's so vague that there's millions of searches for business. You need to be specific. You need to have descriptive keyword tags. So for example, if you have a business about how to grow a YouTube channel, you should say YouTube growth business. That is way more specific than business, because so many times people don't take the time to tag correctly and they wonder why their business or their channel is not successful. You need to put just as much time in the SEO as you do in your video production, because you can't skip one bit.
That makes sense. And kind of like Google, where there's, you know, the long tail keyword phrase versus just a couple of words. I guess really it's akin to thinking about what people are searching for. What are they typing in to figure out what it is that they want?
Exactly. And another thing you need to think about is how are people typing, because that's something that most people don't think about. Most people, when they are looking for something quickly, don't use proper grammar. Now, I'm different, and I know a few people that are also different who actually care about proper grammar. But what I've found and what we've found is that the common person isn't using proper grammar because they're looking quickly or they're on their phone. So consider not using proper grammar when using tags. And I mean that so if you would capitalize every single tag, try lowercase, because in the end, the system is going to put it in lowercase anyway. So if you are putting it in capital letters and everyone is tagging in lowercase, then you are not hitting as many as you could, because even if you do type it incorrectly, you're still going to get the result for the lowercase tag.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Excuse me. Now, what about, I know you need, a lot of people, again, don't even put a description explain the proper way of filling out that description part, because it's so important.
So the description, you need to think about it as a brief overview of the video, and you have 3 sentences to do it. So on YouTube, the first 3 sentences, if you hover over a video, are what it's usually going to show you about the video. So if you don't have that written out or described, or if you have social media links, that doesn't tell me why I should watch this video. Right. It's kind of like if you think about films, they usually have, or a back of a book, they have what it's about. And so many people read that. If you're not putting that description, if you aren't going to put the time to tell me what it's about, why should I use my time to watch the content? You need to think of it as everything you do on YouTube is what the work you are showing to your potential customers, clients, community members. If you're not willing to put in the work, why should they?
Yeah, that's a great point. Now, how does TubeBuddy kind of optimize that for you? What are some of the key features that your users are using?
So in descriptions, we have bulk description tools. So let's say you want to add your social media, like you put in what the video is about, but you realize, oh man, I didn't put my social media links in, and I have 600 videos I haven't done that for. Well, if you were to do that one at a time, that could take up to a week. And that doesn't sound like a fun thing. So we have bulk update description. So if you forgot to put in your social media or a website link, we can go through every one of your videos, and within 5 to 20 minutes, depending how many videos, we can add that information to all of your descriptions for you. That way you're not taking the time to do it yourself. So
that's a huge time saver.
Yes. And for tags, what we do is we look at the YouTube analytics to tell you, hey, your video is about how to expand your business, but people are also finding you by typing in business expansion tips. Maybe you should tag that because you have 200 views coming from that. So we help you add tags that people are already finding you. So you'll rank higher in those tags, getting ultimately more viewership and exposure. That's
perfect. I mean, that is so important because randomly guessing versus knowing what the best tag can make the biggest difference.
It really can. And we found that people who use our suggested tags tools usually grow 10 to 30% depending, if the tag is relevant to the video. Now, we also recommend that you make sure all tags are relevant to the video, as YouTube and as Google and as all the companies suggest. Because while business growth hack could be usable for an example tag, if you're talking about should you start a business, that's not necessarily the same thing.
Well, you don't want it to be misadvertising, right?
Exactly.
So what was I going to ask you? Oh, are there like baselines of how many tags you should have? I mean, can you go like bananas and have like 10, or are there, guidelines?
So YouTube provides 500 characters. And my question to you is, why would you not use every single bit of real estate to explain to a future consumer what you're about? So many people are like, oh, I don't want to overstuff tags. And that comes from YouTube from 2009.
Yeah.
It's 2017. If you're still using growth tips from 2009, you might want to update what you're doing.
That's totally a good point. Now,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You've got the floor, man.
So what I was going to say is back then it wasn't good to stuff tags because people were putting tags that weren't relevant.
Right.
Now we know better. So you get 500 tags. Do your best to have descriptive long-term tags that represent the video and can help you find new authorship.
Perfect. I love that. Now, from my understanding, and this feature really grabbed my attention, mainly for a specific client that I have, and is that you can kind of do some behind-the-scenes detective R&D work on your competition and kind of analyze some things that they're doing. So share that, because I think that's amazing.
So our competitor scorecard?
That must be it. I don't remember the actual name of it.
So essentially, we give you the tools to see, and it's all public information, so it's not like we're grabbing from anywhere. I always have to preface that because people are like, that just sounds a little shady. No, YouTube and Google provides the information, and we just let you look at what is publicly available. So you can see, let's say your competition, we'll go back to the example I used. You have a channel about growing a business. Well, there's a competition who's like, we can grow your business faster than X channel. So we will allow you to see how many people are looking into them, how many people are using them, and see how they find them, and consider how you can look at your own work and see what can I improve on. Because we feel that if you aren't aware of your competition, then you should be, because you should always look at what other people are doing and consider, how can I get better? How can I improve? Because a business that's always looking to improve will make it, where a business that gets stagnant will die. We see it with Vine. The reason they didn't succeed is because they stopped innovating. Yes, but here's the thing. We can learn from them. They stopped innovation, and thus they lost their business. Because what happened when Instagram and Snapchat started doing exactly what they did? They didn't innovate, and they were left hanging. If you don't know what your competition's doing, and if you're not constantly trying to innovate as well, you could be left behind.
That's a great success tip. Good job, Andrew. Now, with videos, obviously, I mean, videos can tell a story. They can help people, how to do, X, Y, Z or whatever, explain something. It can inspire. And so to me, it's more engaging than, some of the other modes of content marketing. How can we capitalize on that interactivity or that engagement?
So the best way to compare it is, think about a traditional text post as a text message. You don't really want to have a deep, meaningful conversation in text if you could have it in person, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So a video provides you a personal one-on-one viewership experience where you can talk directly to your consumer, your audience, and you can directly ask them questions. People don't understand the power of that.
Yeah.
So many people don't call to action their users, their viewers. They don't ask them directly, what do you want? And thus they don't know, and they're left guessing. Where with video, you have that power. I can directly ask you, Lindsay, what would you like to see on the next podcast? Or you could ask your viewers. Whereas in a text post, you don't know if they're going to. Whereas if you ask directly to your users, there is a 25% more likely chance of engagement. And the reason is that personal touch you deliver when you show yourself on video.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just helps foster that relationship between yourself and the customer and the prospect or whoever. Like, a hundredfold.
Absolutely. Because would you rather read a text that I care about your business or see them physically displaying how much they appreciate your business?
Absolutely. Now, I know within YouTube itself, I hate their editor and all that stuff. But anyways, that's a whole different topic. But they have, I mean, you have the ability to have an interactive call to action at the end. You have the ability to show, you know, another YouTube channel or a playlist or another video. And you got the opportunity to ask people to click the button and subscribe. What are your tips on some of the best methods to go about those other interactive features?
So YouTube has two sets, and there's cards and end screens. And what we find is that a lot of times users don't recognize that they should place cards before viewer drop off. And so what that means is, let's say you have a 10-minute video, but everyone's dropping out after 7 minutes because that's where they found their information. You should put a card there, because if they're leaving because they got the information they needed, well, then you have 3 minutes and they may not make it to that end screen.
Right.
So you should redirect them when you realize the behavior of leaving is hitting. That way, if they're going to leave anyway, you could suggest another video that might be good for that. And with TubeBuddy, we give you the tools to see usually what videos they're clicking from you off of that video, and we help you recommend where it's dropping off, where to put the card, and where to optimize the people who already want to get more information so that they're not going to a competitor, they're staying within your own brand.
Exactly. That's a fabulous tip. Now, how do we, jumping to sort of a related point, but how do we get more subscribers?
Well, the thing is, getting subscribers, people overvalue that. You need to focus on more watch time. YouTube rewards watch time over subscribers. Subscribers is, people look at it from a traditional sense, where if I have a subscribe catalog of 20,000, then maybe 10,000 of those will watch and it'll help me grow.
Right.
Now, while that is true, what YouTube values more than subscribers is watch time. And that has been the way since 2015. It is still the current way they're doing it. And the reason is if I am spending 60 minutes on YouTube and I'm watching your content, then that means I just gave YouTube 60 minutes of content that I'm enjoying, utilizing from them, staying on their site, and they want people to keep watching.
Right.
So while subscribing is important and it helps you grow, you need to have content that encourages, one, longevity of watch time, because we find that if people watch the entire video, they're going to subscribe because they just gave X amount of time to you. Whereas if I watch 10 seconds and subscribe, the odds of me actually watching are low.
Yeah, that's true. And it's kind of like Facebook pages and how many likes you have versus how many people you have engaging in your content.
Exactly.
Similar concept. Now, is it true that when you have an increased amount of watch time, or people watch 100% of the video all the time and they don't drop out, does YouTube pay attention to that?
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of like how Google pushes you up the rankings depending on your organic.
100%. So I just came back from VidCon, which is a video convention for YouTube and video influencers and all of that.
Nice.
And YouTube essentially announced that the longer they watch your videos, the better your channel does. So to answer that question, yes, it matters, because let's say you have 2 million views, but only 30 seconds of watch time. It doesn't matter because they've only watched 30 seconds and you have a 10-minute video. Exactly. Whereas if I have 10,000 views, but 100% watch time, it's going to be doing better than that 2 million view video because people were more engaged. YouTube cares more about site engagement than a view count. And that's why they switched from watch times from views. Because before, if you had 1 million views, top page. But now, if you have minutes of watch time, it matters so much more.
Yeah. I agree. That's perfect. Now, I know within the tool, there's a promotion section. So what are how does that work, and what are some of those features? Because obviously that's a key element in your video marketing.
So we have a tool called Promo Materials, and what that does is it allows you to create Google shortened links that can help you track how many people are actually going to other platforms that you're directing them. Now, yes, you can use Google short links, but it's not directly in YouTube. You have to go to the site, you have to go log in. We keep it all native in YouTube, so you're not wasting time going to these external sites. You can see it. Exactly. You can see it within your YouTube browser. You can see exactly how things are working, and you don't have to worry about, oh, is this successful? You see the analytics in real time. So like, let's say you will release a video, it has 5,000 views. You can see how many people have clicked your website within that time. So let's say you have 5,000 views, but 500 people clicked the link. Then that's a decent turnaround.
Yeah, that is decent. And so I imagine you can, if you feel like you're not getting a lot of clicks, then you can change that call to action and see if it does better, or, do some different testing. That's perfect. What other kind of testing, speaking of testing, what other kind of testing do, video marketers do?
So we find that a lot of video marketers use A/B testing, and we have a tool within TubeBuddy that allows you to compare and contrast titles, thumbnails, descriptions, tags, and see which one does better. I actually recently did this for my own personal channel, and it actually helped me go up in views because the first set I had, while it was good, it wasn't as personable or memorable as the second set I had done.
Interesting. And what did you tweak?
So really it came down to like minor things. So for example, in that video I called it how to get verified, but when I changed it to how I got verified, and this is on YouTube, I found that people were more interested in how individuals got verified than the general how to verify. And it gave me information like that because it helps you realize that while we may think one way, if the entire market is thinking another way, we should know that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like gold.
Exactly. And so many times when I was uploading videos before I worked at TubeBuddy and before I started using the tool, I was always wondering, man, why am I not doing well? And I thought, I'm so stuck in my bubble and everyone else is in another mindset.
Yeah, so true, right? And it's funny. I think people think testing, they think, landing pages and email subject lines. You kind of get in this little tunnel vision, but I mean, you're supposed to test in every marketing effort.
Exactly.
Now, moving over to one, because I do want to touch upon kind of all your features or categories, I guess. You have a whole section that I can't go through all of your features, holy Hannah, but your productivity tools. I am like a productivity fanatic and love any way I can save time. And I know you told us about that bulk uploader, which is awesome. So what are some other productivity features that you have that you can share?
So we have a bulk update end screens and cards. So like, let's say you had videos before those features were announced and you have a catalog of 1,000 videos. Similar to bulk update descriptions, we will go back for you and save you days of time updating all those old videos with up-to-date information. We also can find old sources, like let's say you updated your site or you finally got a Twitter handle or you got something that you've been waiting for. But oh no, I have 1,000 videos directing to the old one. What do? We will take the link from the old one and update it with your new one across all of your videos, across everything you have. That way you don't have to worry about those old links. They will redirect you to the most up to date. And with cards, we find that some people will link to a site that may not be down or may be down or may not exist anymore. So you can link them to a more fresh version of the site or your own website and explain that we're sorry that that site no longer exists, but here's the same information that was presented there. And we find that users appreciate that because if you made a video, let's say in 2014, and that site, they updated the URL, we can help you find if that URL is still active. And if not, we can say, here's what we found the closest to.
Awesome. That is super helpful. God, the amount of time that saves is insane.
Because we found that users on average, if they have 100 videos or more, to do cards and end screens by hand, take 10 to 15 hours to do so. Oh, yeah.
And especially for me, who has a team that's working for clients, that is like, oh my God.
Well, one thing we found is a lot of people who do YouTube tell us that they don't want to do YouTube without TubeBuddy because they feel that the time they had to spend to individually change every video, it's gruesome.
It would be. It makes me want to knock my head against a wall. Just thinking about it.
Well, like, there's only so many times you can see the same website link over 1,000 videos before you lose it.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit, I want to cover playlists as well and the role that they take in your SEO and getting more viewers and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So what would you like to know?
Well, some people don't realize the importance of having playlists and what the playlists mean and yeah, just why they're important.
So when it comes to playlists, the best like example I can give of this is most people have Netflix. And when you watch Netflix, you watch a whole season usually of a show. You don't just watch one show and then it's like, "Oh, here's another show. You might like this." You usually want to watch within a session of watch time. Playlists on YouTube are no different. If you create a playlist and you tell the user what it's about, similar to how Netflix does it and is successful, YouTube can be successful. So let's say you have an entire video series on how to optimize your website for SEO and you have 20 videos. If they're not in a playlist, then your users are sitting here not sure what video they should watch next. Where if you create a playlist, you are catering to the market that is already interested in that first video content and helping them find more of your content, watching more of your videos, which boosts YouTube's watch time for your channel, which helps you in the long run. And playlists are no longer than 10 minutes to set up, but so many people don't do it.
Yeah, I know. It blows my mind. And it's the same thing. It's like, you know, when you go to Spotify or wherever, you want the same thing. And plus we're like, it's like the Lay's potato chip. You can't just have one. You know, you want to know
exactly
a topic. You don't just watch one video and you're like, I'm satisfied. I got what I need. I'm going to hit the high road. You want to watch more and learn more about the same topic. So
exactly. And with playlists, it's that simple. And with TubeBuddy, let's say you already have an existing, you know, series. So like, let's say you have a name for how to grow a business. Let's say how to grow SEO. And that's your like title of the video series. We can look up all videos with that same title in it and then add it to the playlist. And all you have to do is reorganize in what order you want it.
Yeah. Nice. Tons of great features. Now, what is the sunset videos? What does that mean?
So sometimes people like to announce that they're going on a live stream. So like, let's say we were going to do this podcast live and you wanted to hype this up and you wanted to build it up. Well, let's say that you don't want that podcast to be open for everyone. Let's say that to see it originally, it was for the public, but if you didn't get to the public, you can watch it later if you subscribe to our email list or whatever. So what we allow you to do is once that video is done, you can set a date to how long it's public, and then we will unlist it for you. So you then have control of that video. Instead of it being live forever, you have the option to, if you want, to place it to where only some people can watch.
Right. Interesting. There's so many, like the amount of features you guys have, like it and explain how, because I saw on there that it's a, and I know because we signed up, but it's a Chrome extension. So how does it connect to YouTube? And I guess I don't really understand how that part of it works.
So all we do is we are a YouTube certified company, and YouTube allows us to use the YouTube API to integrate directly within YouTube. So while we do have a website that offers more analytical breakdowns, you really don't have to leave YouTube because YouTube has provided us the information to be there. So we integrate directly on your YouTube channel. You can see us right next to the upload button, and then you have control of where you want to go within our tool and with YouTube. We call it our quick links menu, which is on our general YouTube page. When you go to youtube.com, you'll see the TubeBuddy icon, and then you'll see 3 lines. And then that opens up our menu, so where you can go to information easily. Because one thing we didn't like about YouTube's AI, and they have worked on it with youtube.com/new, is it's a little difficult to get to some places. So to get to your dashboard, you actually have to click 4 different times before you make it there, whereas we just give it a simple direct link from the YouTube homepage.
Gotcha.
And those 4 clicks, if you're clicking 4 times over time, that adds up. So let's say you have to click 4 times every time just to get to your dashboard, and you need to see your dashboard 3 different times. Well, yes, you keep the tab open.
Yeah.
Let's say that it slows down your computer to have that many tabs open at once because some users use older computers. We allow you to easily get back there, and you're not taking the time to use those 4 clicks every single time.
Yeah, and I mean, we're so impatient nowadays anyways. If it takes more than a couple of clicks, it's just, we're like, frustrating. Yeah, we want things done yesterday and one click away.
Exactly. So we provide a lot of YouTube's own features very easily accessible for you. That way you're not sitting here going, oh, YouTube, why don't you change this?
Yeah, exactly. Now there's one, I mean, we covered the competitor scorecard that you had in your data and research section. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the data and the analytics features that it has?
So TubeBuddy in general, or for
TubeBuddy, sorry, yeah.
Okay, so going back, we get to use YouTube's data. They allow us to integrate directly with them, so we get to use the data from YouTube. Well, that's great. Most people don't know how to ingest just pure analytical raw data.
No.
It's not very easy to understand to most people.
No,
so we help people simplify that data. So for example, YouTube might be telling you that people are finding you from growth business hacks, but they're going to put it in a statistic with a variable that isn't too easy to tell how many unique viewers, whereas TubeBuddy sees that and says, hey, 200 people are coming from this search term, consider using it.
Awesome. And I see that you've got a feature that's learning the best time to publish, which I thought interesting.
Yes.
Because I've never, I mean, you hear about, the best time to publish Twitter or Facebook because the feeds do go through so fast. But I've never really thought about optimizing what time you have a video go public.
Yes. So what that does is it looks at your subscriber and non-subscriber behavior of when people are engaging with your video. Now, YouTube provides all of this, but when we tell people that and we show them and we have to break it down to the simplest form, they're like, I would have never knew that's what YouTube was trying to tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
So we simplify that information for you. So, for example, let's say you upload every Monday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that is how you've always uploaded. Well, what you may not know is that more viewers are coming on Tuesday at 4 p.m. to check out your channel for new uploads. So wouldn't it make more sense to upload then?
That is so true.
And
that's gold, right? Capitalize on when you know they're going to be there.
And let's say we also show you the non-subscriber view. So let's say you find out that people who aren't subscribed to you and who aren't listening they don't know your schedule. Let's say that you know that they are coming on Saturday at 1 p.m. at about 400 viewers at Saturday 1 p.m. are checking you out. But when they come, they see a video that's a week old. Consider also uploading then.
Yeah. That's interesting. What does brand alerts mean?
So what brand alerts does is, have you ever wondered who's looking me up on YouTube or on Google? Right. We give you an alert for every time someone talks about you within a video. So let's say you wanted to know right now who's talking about my podcast. You could type that in as a brand alert, and every time someone makes a video that has tags or descriptions or is relevant to that term, it will show up to let you know who's talking about you.
Oh, that's so cool. It's amazing how smart technology is. It blows my mind. And it's really, there's so many tools and analytics, even within any platform, that people just don't take advantage of it. And as you were saying, it's sometimes you look at those stats or you go to the analytics page and you don't know what the terms mean. And it just looks like Greek. It's because some people's brains just don't work that way. Yes. But if you're delivering those things in terms that make sense to, an entrepreneur, and understand the whys and what that means, and therefore you need to do this, it just simplifies the whole process.
Exactly.
It gives everyone a fighting chance to optimize.
Well, everyone should start out of the gate with the same tools, but unfortunately that's not the reality we're in. No. So what we try to do is, there are people who have teams of people that research and tear down what the analytics mean. Well, if I am a small business of 3 people, I can't afford to have someone who understands everything. I mean, I'm doing most of the work myself, correct? So what we do is, we are that buddy. We are your TubeBuddy. That is why we want to help you so you can help yourself and grow. Because paying someone $20 a week versus paying someone $1,800 a month versus we pay. So would you rather pay $20 a month or $1,800?
I'll take the 19.
Exactly. And what we found is with the information channels get from our services that they are able to take that and grow tenfold, because this is information they wish they knew, and it's presented, but it's not easy to find.
No, that's awesome. I'm so glad I found your tool. I've been, getting my staff to kind of dive in and explain some of it to me. I just haven't had time myself, because as a business owner, I mean, I do, get my team to do things, but just the way I am, it's like, I want to know the inner workings and how it works and why. And I need to take a couple of days to dive in and play around with it. Now, what I love too is that your price points are phenomenal. I mean, there is a free, free version, obviously, and it's a Chrome, what do you call it? A Chrome extension.
Yes. And I do also want to mention, we are on Mozilla Firefox. We are on Safari. We are on other extensions as well, because we understand.
Right.
So we understand completely that, we like Chrome, but what if you prefer Firefox? Right. We have an option for you. Now, keep in mind that the other sites are not as fast as Google, and you're comparing Google to other sites at that point. So keep that in mind. But generally, we keep all the tools as up to date as the provider of the browser lets us.
Yeah, perfect. And like I mentioned, there's the free, Pro, Star, Legend, some different levels that kind of have some extra features. So you can definitely find one of the levels that fits what you're doing and the tools that you want.
Works for you.
Yeah. So, the price points regardless are phenomenal. So how can people find out how to sign up and get TubeBuddy?
So if they want to get the extension and try for free, they can go to tubebuddy.com/install. But if they want to try a free trial, they can do so on me. So you can try a free trial of our middle level version, so you can see all the features. Because so many times we see that people want to know, well, what does this do?
Yeah.
We don't want you to spend money to figure it out if you're going to like it or not. We feel that if you have time to try it out, you'll make that conclusion yourself. So you can go to TubeBuddy.com/account/free trial for a free 14-day trial to see if you're going to like TubeBuddy, because while the free version is great and most people end up just using that, we want you to know all we offer.
Yeah, exactly. I went for one of the higher ones just because some of the tools, I'm like, nope, I have to have that.
Well, that makes me happy to hear, because that's what makes us very happy, because we want to know what you like. And another thing is, we always listen to our community. Some of our best features were all community driven. And myself personally, yes, we love our community. We recommend listening to your community, because here's the thing. So many times creators get stuck in, it's my vision, my way. But if you're only creating for you, maybe that's why only you are watching.
That's a good point. Perfect. Our time is up, but thank you so much for, giving us some great tips on how to improve audience engagement, how to increase our video SEO, and just be more knowledgeable about what video marketing can do. And obviously how TubeBuddy can really help, narrow down your time and make you more productive, optimize your videos so that your business can grow and your YouTube channel can grow. So thank you for all of that. We packed a lot in. I think.
I think so too. And thank you so much for having me. You've been a gracious host, and thank you for letting me talk about what I love, and that's video marketing. So thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Awesome. So that is it, folks, for this episode of Sailing to Success podcast show. You, of course, can find this episode along with my videos, of course, and my blogs at smoothbusinessgrowth.com, where you can go to my sister content site, which is lindsayphillips.com. Now, if you want to start content marketing, including video marketing, blogs, podcasts, and more, again, go to smoothbusinessgrowth.com and go to the Start Here page. So that is it, folks. Have a profitable and productive week, and may the winds always be at your back.